customer brought us a Nintendo Switch Lite, and it has a damaged USB port. Damaged USB ports, you need to proceed carefully. If you definitely don't want to plug it in once the USB port is damaged, because you can send voltage to places they are not designed to go. So the first thing to do is to remove the USB port and prevent any short circuits there. First, let's take a look at the damage. Okay, from a straight up view, you can tell that there is damage. If we slightly angle it, one side, you can see pins crossed over and pins all out of sort. Let's check the other side. And it looks even worse with pins crossed over and out of sort. So you definitely don't want to try and plug that in. It will cause more damage. We need to get the board out of the housing so that we can do some work on it. I'll be right back with that. So here we have the motherboard. This is what it looks like. And before we do anything, we're going to go ahead and drop that USB port. Okay, heating underneath at 350. I'm just giving it a little bit of flux so that the solder will flow nicely. And that, whoop, I bumped that with my hat, sorry. Let's move that right there. There we go. Okay. Now that we got the port off, we're going to check for shorts. Here we are in diode mode. We're going to check. That's 0.346, 0.51, 0.346. So the M92 doesn't appear to be shorted out. That would be the main one that I'd be worried about. So I want to go ahead and install a new port on. Now, before moving on to plugging a battery in and testing the charge, I can tell you from experience that when you have a damaged USB port on these, this diode almost always shorts out. So we're going to check. We should have a diode reading on this side, and it's short to ground, and that was to be expected. So the solution here is going to be to just remove that diode. And I'm going to just blast 480 degrees directly at it until it comes off. So what happens is this diode shorts out to the ground plane that it's attached to. Okay. I'll show you what I mean here. So this right here is ground, and it's connected to here. And when that diode shorts out, it shorts out this side, which goes through the coil all the way back to this side of this cap. And that's how we know when this cap is shorted to ground, you just follow the trace and it's coming to this diode. It's never this cap. In fact, this cap is supposed to have a diode reading as well, and it gets shorted out all the same when that diode fails. And so what we found is that the diode is not needed, and so we just take it off. Now I'm going to stick in my USB tail insertion tool, and we should have good diode readings on everything except 8 and 17, which should appear as OL. Because they're not used on the Switch Lite. They would indicate something else on a standard switch or a switch OLED. and perfect. That's exactly what we were looking for. All those diode readings look good. I now can say with confidence that I can plug a battery into it and it should charge normally. So let's test that. So what we expect to see when we plug this original charger in is for the meter to start up, show 15 volts and a certain amount of amperage, and then it would go into fast charging and it would recycle. So let's plug a battery in here and plug this in. It's 15 volts at 0.5 amps. It's recycling. And now it says fast charging. Perfect. I'm going to flip the USB cord over because it needs to work both ways. Perfect. It's continuing to do what it's supposed to do. So now I just need to get this board put back into the housing and show that it works properly. Now's a good time to subscribe if you haven't already, if you appreciated the content. But what is a repair video without showing the final result that it works? Because otherwise you have no idea if everything I showed you was any useful. At the end of this video, there'll be a link to a playlist for other Nintendo Switch repairs. And we're going to conclude this video with showing that it works.